Okay, we're doing the cap method today with highlighting. So that means that we're going to brush the hair back from the head, face, and then we're going to put oil sheen on the mannequin's hair to help the cap to go on good so it won't pull when we pull the hair through. This is just for demonstration. We wouldn't do this on a normal client, but I'm just wanting you to see the difference between a heavy, medium, and a light application of pulling it through the cap. So we're going to do every hole here on the center part and medium on the mannequin's left side, be our right, and on the other side we'll do it light, and this will be medium.
This one what?
Light.
That's the right. No, that's the left. That's the left, Miss Moore.
Okay, it's the mannequin's left. All right.
So are we standing in front of it or behind it?
You're going to have to stand to the side of the mannequin and pull it through. And remember that the needle needs to go in at a slant and pull through. Now if it is a heavy application, then we're going to pull through every hole.
Every circle hole?
Every circled hole. Now you see this down next to on the forehead. There's no hair right in this area, and I can see that the hairline comes back here. So and also remember that when you're pulling it through those circled holes, that you're going to either pull it sparse, like a few hairs, or you're going to pull a lot. Just so that you get it through every hole for this demonstration is fine. It doesn't have to be light, heavy, whatever, just pull it through. But remember on a client that if you did that, the more hair you pull through, the more that they're going to look like they've had all over color. And if that's what they're wanting, that's fine. But who would want one that would be that heavy? Probably somebody that had real thick hair and they wanted the highlights to show up. But normally, on most people, you don't do every hole. Now, I'm saying that you can even go to these holes in between. But for this exercise, I'll just say every circled hole. One thing that's making this difficult to pull through is because there is not oil sheen on this one because we don't have any right at the moment to use. So that's the reason it's taking a little bit longer to pull it through. Now on a client, what would this actually do if you didn't have oil sheen or baby powder to put on the hair? Then it's going to pull more, and you don't want to run out of those two things, because it is more painful if you're pulling the hair through. It's going to hurt them worse. Okay, now this is the heavy. I'm not going all the way back, but you got the idea. Now on your exercise, I do want you to go all the way back. On this side, I said light. So we're going to skip a hole, circled hole, and go to the one behind it. Skip one and go to the next one. So this is the light one. And I would drop back and not have it the same so that it would be variations in it. Any questions about it so far? And do this whole panel, this one here. All right, now on your medium, we're going to come over to the other side, and we're just going to go in, maybe not do the next hole, but skip down here, and just, I'm coming this time, I'm kind of like on a diagonal back. And I'm watching the amount of hair I'm pulling through the cap too. So when you're talking to your client, just make sure that you find out when she's talking about medium, you're talking about basically not every hole, not every, on this side we did every other, but it's really spaced more further apart over here. And I am going to pull a little more hair out of each hole to make it look more medium. If you're standing in front of her, you will you can tell that where it's more heavy. Now this looks heavier to me than this, but you see that's your light side and this is your medium. Now this on the top we haven't finished yet, but I want you to see that when I come to check it, I want to see that every hole is pulled through. Every circle hole.
So on that right side there, you want it to be just like here and there, pull it through?
On this side?
That side.
This side, yeah. This is going to be your medium side. So you want it to be a little more heavier than this, but not as heavy as this. Yeah. And in fact, to make it even more heavier, like I said, you could get the hair that's in between. But I just want you to be able to see a difference. Now, we're treating this like I said, this would not be done on a client, one client. You would be doing this. This would be one head, this would be the second client, and this would be the third, with different needs. Okay, and when I check it, I want to see heavy on the top, medium on my left, and light on the right side of the mannequin, if you're looking at the front of her. Any questions about that? Okay, we've already finished pulling it through the cap. And now the client, we're going to put the bleach on the hair and let it sit and process. If the hair is real dark, you may have to put a plastic cap over this after putting the bleach on it and process it under heat for maybe like 10, 15 minutes. It depends on how dark the hair is. After that, after it's come up to the lightness that you want and the client wants, and you'll take a towel, a clean towel, and just dry a strand of it off and make sure it's the color that she's wanting, the light, whatever she says. If she wants it, a lot of times they'll use descriptions like spaghetti noodles, about that color. Or they may want to have not be that light, but more of a gold tone to it. So make sure that you and your client is on the same page whenever you're talking about how light she wants to go. Then after you've done that, rinse the hair, take her to the shampoo bowl, rinse really, really good. And you might want to put just a little bit of conditioner so it won't hurt when you pull the cap off. But then take the cap off after you've rinsed all the product off, and then you shampoo, rinse and shampoo the entire head. If the client sees that there is not the right shade, it's too light or it's too gold, you can rinse it off, towel blot it, and use a toner. That's the other option. And the toner will tone down any kind of brassiness to the hair or put a different kind of a hue to it. And it's usually like a deposit-only color, or it will go on bleach hair, so it's going to adhere to it. It's going to grab it because the hair is porous. So now that's talking about if it needs to be toned down. But if it don't need to be toned down, she likes it just the lightness it is, then you rinse it and remove the cap and shampoo the hair. Any questions? Okay.